Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle ConneSSes from CZT Diana Schreur. And I hope I pronounced all of that okay. All right, so if you are following Inktober Tangles 2024, this would be day 8. I'd have to look. And at first glance on this, I'm like, oh, I don't know. But it's not. We can do this. All right. It is a bunch of S shapes. So starting anywhere you want to. Just a nice. I'm gonna see if I can make a nice S, not like the normal way I would do it. Okay. Oh, look at that one. All right. The thing that I worried about most was, okay, placing them next to each other. I don't know. But so here's where, just put it at a little bit of an angle and you should be fine. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And turning your tile is helpful. So it's like, okay, I'm going to do this straight here. Same way here, keeping the hand the same, just turning it a little bit. And I'm going to connect with that right there. I'm aiming to make it the same size and, well, or whatever. Shape. All right, now, if you notice, we have the beginnings here of what could be a little triangle. And that is where our third S is going to go. Bending that a bit. And yet bigger with that last one. Good thing it doesn't matter. Okay? And there we go. Then Diana has us filling in that little the little triangle. Like that. And it says to go ahead and embellish, and have fun. So one of the things that I was thinking, because we have our Tangle Addicts prompt, which is, for today, I've picked weighting, as in WEIGH, weighting, not like, yeah. And what that is, not like the other kind of waiting, where you're waiting for something. Weighting is adding ink or love to a previous drawn line of a tangle to create a thicker line. Now, most often, we seem to do this like on straight lines. So, and I notice Puyang is a tangle that's coming up in Inktober Tangles. We do that there. The tangle pepper. It's that kind of thing. But you can also add it to curves. And I thought, oh, well, let's do that one, because it's one of those things where I don't always think of this as weighting, but it is. So a couple ways you can go about it. One is you could just, if you know about how thick you want to have that, you can do something like this and then fill it in. Or you can carefully just kind of retrace it. You just keep edging, further away, or if you're, it's like I'm tracing over the last bit of the line, and that way I'm just bringing it out little by little. So it's another way that you could do it, especially if you've not really done it before. Or, or you're like, I'm not sure how far out I want to go. Maybe it's on a nice small area. And you're like, I don't know. I think I better play it on the safe side. And so you could just do something like that. Just trace it, like start in the center of where you want it. Another thing, actually, I'm going to do it on this one. I think it'll be easier. Is, because you could, so I'm going to start here. I'm bringing it out. I'm just making almost a new S, just offsetting it on either side like that, and then I'll fill it in. I like to give options because all work differently. And one thing you might go, oh, I don't know about that. And then the next thing I say, oh yeah, I can do that. Even though it's a same or similar result. That's just like how I like to do things. Options, options. All right. What's kind of neat about filling in that center is that it doesn't necessarily look like S shapes any longer. Now, to do something a little extra cool with this, if you want, because I'm looking at Diana's beautiful samples, and on some, on some, it, oh, you know what? On some, she didn't necessarily fill it in. You could just put little lines in there because you don't have to fill it in, but you could do it doubly. So we could do a second like this. Still going on. I'm going on the inside, right? And okay, I'm just going to do it first, and then I'm going to debate. I like the idea of lines. I'm making it awful thin. All right, pen. Well, that one's a little bit better. Can't go back now. Although you could do a series of those if you wanted to, have it go in that direction and just be lines going, however many you could fit in here, two or three the other way. Okay, let's put in the little lines because I think it'd be neat. Very light with the pen, like that. Could still add some shading if you wanted to. This kind of makes them look like they're, I don't know, kind of 3D-ish. Like there's some thickness to it. Like that. Oh, and then she puts in a little orb. I'm going to put in a big orb. You can put it in whatever size orb you want. Shine or no shine. Like that. And then I was also thinking, gosh, I'm not sure how I would want to shade it. And this, so this is an interesting tangle. You could use it to fill in. Let me show you though, because she does have a variation that I found it kind of perplexing at first, so I want to share it. And so what she's done is essentially put the S's in a circle. It's almost like starting here but continuing on, and then you can kind of do that. Here, because you could just keep adding on however you want. But let me just show you this quickly. And I might not make these ones fancy. And then same thing, turning your tile. So you're always making that S, kind of, straight to you, but you turn the tile so that way it lines up however you want it. Let's make that one go out like that. Like that. And again, not worrying about, it doesn't need to be a perfect anything. You just kind of have them touching like that. And then, remembering what we did here, right? Oh, here's the beginning of that little triangle. So I will put another S shape coming out like this. And have another one coming out like this. And then, if you wanted to, you could always make the ends of those come out a little bit, up to you. Like that. And you know what, let's go ahead and we'll fill in those the little triangles. I mean, because you don't have to do anything fancy if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. You know, maybe you find another way to make it fancy. I was actually picturing an aura around this, and I'm just going to put the dots out here because I don't know if I want to put them in every place or not. But then too, you could continue to grow this because you could put an S here. And then, oh, well, that would be the beginning of your triangle, and you could put it here. So you could continue to grow it however you wish. No, I think I'm going to leave it like that. It's just interesting. Just interesting. And I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to put this, I'm just using what's left on my Tortillion here. So I was just kind of picturing what this would look like doing half of these. I always think it's neat. Yeah, it wouldn't work to fill, I don't think. I'm not going to do it. I was thinking, doing either side. I don't know. I kind of like this. And even if it's, just even the perimeter of, of this, I kind of like that. And you know what? Because I said it, now I want to do it. Let's see. How could you do? Let's just put an aura around. So we'll say that we're finished. I'm just going to call it a loose aura, kind of loosely hitting, the contour that is there. So it's kind of bumpy, but not following it real tight. I don't know if that's good or bad. So, because I don't know if that's good or bad, I'm going to put some graphite around the whole outside. As we like to say, there are no mistakes in Zentangle. And you just start pulling things out of your hat to, it's like, well, if I don't like that so much, what can I do? And I like that. It's making an interesting, just making it interesting. And luckily, nothing means it doesn't matter, and nothing means anything. It is good for it to be non-representational art. Yeah. It's interesting. That we'll just call it. We'll call it that. Interesting. Although, you know what I'm going to do? Okay, you know what? Let's do it in pen. Oh. Huh. Yeah. We'll save this thought for another time. But you could. Let's see. Ooh. I wasn't sure if I was going to do all of them. Oh, there's the last one. And I'm just kind of touching them inside, not really worrying about where. And doing it with the pencil, which is just kind of interesting. That's another prompt that we will have on another day. But really neat. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. In the description, because I'm feeling the need to do something with this. But you know what? Let's do just a light kind of around. Gives it some motion. And I'm wiping off excess graphite. One would think, oh, that just looks like a mess. Well, it does. My mess. Ooh, but if you do it, make a nice aura around it, sort of with the pencil, just very loosely. I wasn't necessarily aiming for that, but it looks kind of cool. All right. In the description section, you will find links to the step outs. And below that, you will find my link tree. And there, again, if you enjoy my crazy style and way of explaining things, would love to have you join me online to tangle. I do this Tuesdays and Thursdays live online. And Thursdays are free. It's called Tangle Time. And I do it twice on everything I do it at the same times, starting at 11 a.m. and then starting again at 7 p.m. The tangle times are an hour, and again, they're free. And I would take a tangle or two, just depends, and we play with it and have fun. So come and join us. Information, there are on the link tree. You will find links to follow me for classes. Website is not mentioned specifically for classes, but you will find information there. Also on my Facebook page and our Tangle Addicts community group. If you want to join the group, click that link. There are 4 questions that you have to answer in order to gain entry. But if you don't want to do that, if you just follow my page, I post classes there. So, and then make sure that, you get the notifications and stuff like that. So anyway, come and join us. Like I said, we have a lot of fun. And, let's see what else is on there that I want to highlight. I think that is it. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.